And I can tell you that a lot has been done. In the absence of resources, we try to make things happen. I know that football is sentimental and people will always blame the technical side and forgetting the administrative side. And so we've worked with the president who has also used his resources. We've gone to places, we've worked with the FIFA, the UEFA, the CAF, and everybody that are supposed to be able to help us. The women football is our vision. We're working with people like Judy and others in the women football body. We are our key vision, which is the youth development. We're also working in that direction. We have brought some things into place that we will be successful in the near future. Also, we have begun putting policies in place to make sure that we have our national teams situated. Also, finally, we're working with Mustafa Raji. Infrastructure has been our key. You have seen the national headquarters, you have seen the stadiums around, and we can tell you there's more to be done. You're welcome.
Ivan actually said 13 seconds of his time. Thank you, sir. So Ivan was not late for nothing. He had a real sad situation. Sister dead. We all should do a second of silence for his sister, please. Hello, sir. Hey, man, let's communicate. Let's bend our heads small for 5 seconds for our man there. His sister died like that. Amen. That's for Ivan, sister. Sorry, my brother. So I have been in football since I was a kid. I think like somebody else. Movi, that your man, you know him? You and him been there long, huh? Say the Macaria. I like that. So, like Movi, Ivan Brown has been in football from the time he was 15. He's helped Liberian footballers, some of the big stars like the late Seaton, the other Seaton, right? Yeah. Simeon, yeah, and all these guys. And he's helped them get out of here to look for opportunities. When they were young, he's worked hard in this business, and he's a virtual prime minister of one of the clubs in this country. So that means he's quite a powerful man in Barrow. And so those of you who know Barrow know him. Ivan wants to support Raji continuously. He's very commending of Raji. You might die in power. This is interesting. But I will come to run against you, Raji, I can assure you. And he says, football is sentimental. We just blame the technicians all the time. The people playing the football. You know, but planners must be blamed and worked with too. So we are making policies to try to do football differently in this country. With Mustafa, we've gone to FIFA, UEFA, and all the FAS and work with them to try to improve Liberian football. He's working with Jody to do policies, even in the women football thing, and to sit with Liberian football. And they're working on infrastructure, which is that counties now have some facilities, some infrastructure, and all like that. You have a good headquarters now and all that kind of stuff. So if you believe in all that, Ivan J. Brown is a candidate for EC, the Executive Committee member. Thank you. So we'll go back to our list now and take Mansale. Oh, Kai was actually the man. Kai, thank you. But why are you doing that, man? You want a man to vote for you? Kai, you there? Are you there, sir? Yes, sir. Good, I can hear you. Now, if you are there, do anything you want, then let us know.
I'm ready.
If you are ready, let's get you. You're my friend, my colleague husband, but no way. You gotta do the tell. All right, if you're ready, Edwin Kai, your time is rolling from 3 to 0. Thank you.
Good afternoon to everyone. Let me stand on the existing protocol to say I'm Edwin D. Kai, a former player, a former national team goalkeeper. I have been in football center of my life. From my foundation of schooling in Liberia, I have been in football. I have played for several clubs in Liberia, both the senior and junior national team. I am a Christian. I am married to Miss Loretta Pokai, my beautiful wife. I have played football all through my life. Mate Barrow, the IE, the Watanga Football Club, Dugo Defenders, Car United, and the national team. I am a football player who has earned for himself a master's degree in finance. I have earned a BBA in accounting. I have worked with the International Bank, Liberia Limited, for about 8 years as an auditor. I come with my academic skills. I come with my academic credential to see that we move football forward in our country. With football development in our country, we have Mr. Musa Babaji, who is the president, who has a roadmap for football development. So we'll be looking at the development that he has for football, so we all can support him and make sure that football is developed in our country. I also come with a few certificates. I have a procurement certificates in QuickBooks. I have internal audit, a risk-based audit certificate. I have a certificate in integrated airport management training from China. I presently serve as a procurement manager at the James Springsfield Airport. So with these academic achievement and experience over the period, I am very sure that my presence at the executive committee will make a great impact. And I ask my fellow colleague, I'm situated at number 6 on the ballot paper. You look there. I want to be an asset to the executive committee. So once I'm elected, there are a lot of development we got to do with football. In order to develop football, you need to invest. We will be engaging the president, Liberia Football Association. We will be engaging the representative because the art of football came out of cause of legislative enactment in 1936. So we have problem with financial issue. We go back to them through a proposal and submit that to the legislature so that it can help us in developing our football in our country. I rest my case.
All right. Our man Kai, former goalkeeper, he actually saved 37 seconds of his time. Thank you. The largest saver of time so far. Now, being a goalkeeper, he's played for many teams in this country. But he's talked about Watanga and Barrow and all that. Beyond football, he's got good education. A master in finance, a bachelor's in accounting. With education to improve football, he counts. For all of his knowledge, then besides the master's and BA, BBA, he's got certificates in all kinds of stuff. The man brings values educationally to football. So, if he loses, you can't throw all my mankind certificates away now. You gotta do something. But that's Kai. Simple as that. He saved 37 seconds of his time. After Kai, Edwin, we've got Charles Manjal. You don't like drum roll. Where you brought that drum from you? Yeah, Manjal, where you brought
The people know.
Okay, Manjal, when you're ready, let me know.
The people know their leader because they understand that God can come monkey here. Let me tell you.
Mama, you're telling me that no.
You said we're ready, so let me tell you.
You said that. You too long.
You know.
And just stop there.
Thank you.
You know, stop right there. You're taking too much time.
Thank you very kindly. Thank you.
All right, let me put your time in now. Okay, Banjan, when you're ready, let me know.
Resolve.
You can go.
Resolve.
Your time is rolling.
Football is beautiful. It has a place for each and every one of us. Football unites. It doesn't divide. I stand here today in unison, and I'm calling all my brothers to unite football. We can make football for each and all of us profitable. We can make football an investment. Today, I will want to take much of your time because I will want to procrastinate in introducing myself because the electorate already know me. They will cast the ballot for me. Mr. EC, I want to extend my profound condolences to you and your family. And also today, many don't know that this particular moment is extremely significant because it comprises Easter and that of the month of Ramadan. I want to extend my heartfelt and profound greetings to all our Muslim and Christian brothers. What do we bring to the table is what matters. Because I have a lot of certificate I have to post on in the suitcase. Today I'm not here to tell people how many configurations I have done for MTN, ranging from mobile money to IVR, to me to you, where you send credit to each other. Those were my innovations. I'm currently at Liptoko trying to bring GSM. Today I should have gone to Kakata and then Bonkande carrying or fiber optics network there. I would not want to waste your time on that because it's not important to the child who play football in Bokonjide. Today I have come to tell them how we can go at the level of the executive committee to make their life better, to make them to see football as something that is profitable. Mr. President, I read your agenda. I have no disagreement. I have proposals. Comrade leaders in football. When I get to the executive committee, I will present 4 proposals that comprises the increment of gate intakes. I want to see Watanga, I want to see Leska being able to raise $1.5 million as their own part in gate intakes. We have the proposal written and the numbers are correct. I can challenge you that we can also create new revenue stream for football, for our young people, for our young girls, for boys all the way as far as Bokonjide. We want to see the FA invest, for example, into this hall we sit in, this rectangular hall. We can have one in Ganta. We can have one in Ikena. We can have Ceres in Morovia. They can raise $1,000 per week. That is money for football. We can give it back to the young people. The people believe in football. Mr. President, when we come, we cannot let them down. Comrades, leaders, I'm with football. I will stand with football.
Banja didn't come to talk much, but he actually ate the time too. All right, he believes in profitability. Life is business. Football should be business. We should make money to improve the lives of stakeholders of all kinds. I want to extend my felicitations to our 2 big religions in Liberia, Christianity and Islam. They are into Ramadan and Easter. Good time for you. Congratulations. No, I'm not talking about my certificates. I brought mobile money business, man. It's working. But that will not do anything to the lives of those young guys out there. So I'm here to tell you what I bring. I've been trying, we're trying to work for example, the GSM now under the telco. So I will be working to increase gate intake to at least 1.5 million US dollars. That per year or something. Now, like, But it will not be all of the. I'm just joking. Banja wants to increase the intake of people entering these games so that we make money to build halls like this. Life is business. We need to build this thing in all counties. We can collect $1,000 a year, a month on these things here so that it can improve our footballing in this country. So I am coming to work with Mustafa Raji to do all this. Please allow me, vote for me so I can do it. Don't let this thing go without me doing it. I know how to do it. Banja. Now, Kelvin Bayo has sent a message to say he too lost his mother and is on his way to Mimba. That's also a sad day for our brother Kelvin. Of silence for his relative who died too. He's not here with us. Thank you. Thank you. May her soul rest in perfect peace. Now, next, after Mansale is Tekle Di Mokone. Tekle? There are too many. But we're here. Tekle Di Mokone. Yes. Tekle, if you're ready, let us know.
Yeah, good afternoon. It's a big screen, my first time, so I'm going to give it a try.
We're going to try.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a try string, so
To do it.
let's go ahead.
Ah, man, my man, the team not string. You've been watching the other people. Okay, your time is beginning now.
Well, my name is Tikle Dimo Cloning Jr. I'm the founder, CEO, and president of Freeport Football Club, current First Division club. We took this club from grassroots level to the First Division. This alone is an experience. The Freeport Football Club is one of the inevitable force to contend with now in the Liberian League. I come with over a little 15 years experience as a footballer, a former footballer, and an administrator. I currently work with the Liberia Revenue Authority. My aim and objectives in getting at the executive committee position is to promote and develop football through the platform of the president. In doing so, I come with a lot of experience, and I've been working behind the scenes with stakeholders. Technically, I've been working with players. I've also been working along behind the scenes with the LFA. I'm known, people widely know me as, commonly know me as the local VAR man. I introduced the local VAR to the Liberian scene, where we brought our officials on their toes. Notwithstanding, I think to climax everything, I think our league needs to be well marketed and branded. I think if we have a branded league and a marketed league, we'll have everything in stock, because a well branded and marketed league brings in finances, and then you get a strong local league, a strong national team, and a strong local team, and a better grassroots football and female football as well. So to cut everything short, I think I will make proposal at executive committee there to include to have us marketing our league and having it well branded. Thank you. Please remember to vote number 8 on the ballot box. Tikle Dimo Cloning Jr. is the name.
Tikle, he is champion, broken the record from 37. The man saved 59 seconds. Very good. Mokone is a man who's also played football big time. He's president of Freeport Football Club. He's interested in promoting and developing football. He will work with the president for that. There's something you call local VAR. I don't know what is that. You know it. So he's a champion of that. You know it. I hear you laughing. But let's keep it like that. That's all right. And he said he brought officials to their toes. Now, he believes in branding and marketing of all the work that you do. When you brand and market, we will make money and improve football. And so we should market our leagues, just as the Europeans are doing and making billions. I'm sure sharing with us now, making football vibrant in the world. So that's what our man Mokode will do when he comes to this executive committee membership. Thank you. And thank you for saving about a minute of your time. So after Mokode will be MJ Ike Moore. Moore, you here? Yeah.
Thank you.
Please help Ike. Wait a minute, Ike. I have to set up for you.
Yeah, I really wish that my CEO was here. He have called me for this.
Are you beginning now or you?
No, I just.
You lecturer?
I wish Melvin Sobani was alive to see me in this process. We just buried him there.
Who was he? A football man too?
The owner of the club president I represent.
Okay, stop right there. We'll move into that.
Thank you.
All right, so if you are ready, yeah, there's another Melvin Sobani, right? He was part of your football thing, right? The CEO of one of the clubs. So this is the first time you're meeting holistically like this since his death? So bow your head for 1 minute too for Melvin. Amen. May Melvin's soul really rest in peace. I knew the man too very well. Now, our man Ike Moore, if you are ready, your time is rolling now. Thank you.
Thank you. Quickly, be cognizant of the president being the head of football. I'm now going to be repetitious on supporting his agenda. I have come with a lot of experience. Ike Moore got little over 17 years into football, from a team manager to a club owner, from a club owner to a coach, from a coach to a secretary general, and personally, an acting president for Lima FC. Meaning, if I should win this position, I will be the first coach to be elected as an executive committee member. Quickly, I won't delay. Increasing reverend intimacies have been very serious empowerment to me. I want to add a low value that is going to encourage other folks to join this sojourn of improving football in our country. Secondly, creating opportunities for local coaches that they may be very competitive in terms of competing with international coaches whenever they come to Liberia. Thirdly, creating a board of directors. I'm going to recommend that we create a board of directors made of companies like Firestone, like Beer Mountain, that might subsidize our league before it resumes. Look, we must be careful. Before presidents spend their money into something that they don't understand, they need a stake. Thirdly, we need to create an evaluation and monitoring committee for our league. Our league are sometimes listening to most of my colleagues talking about poor attendance. Marketing, they need to observe and tell us what we should do to improve our league. To re-establish our relationship with other affiliates, let me be very clear. Other affiliates like the Banking Association don't feel a part of us. We clubs owners really feel that we own this thing and so we must control it. No, this is the time that we get reconnected to affiliates like the Banking Association, like Beach Soccer, like Lifoka, like Ekatameka. We need to get them back closer to us. This is very important. This is where I a little bit avoid my attention into the president's agenda. Adjudication of cases between players and clubs. Firstly, if we will say football is a fast-playing game, meaning when a coach finds a complaint against a club, let it be looked at speedily. club against club. Whenever cases are filed, let look at it quickly and make sure that it's settled before the next game. All clubs will be respected doing both local and international games. We have gone to international matches and people who spend their money have been disrespected. All clubs must be respected. Thank you again. It was nice being here with the
Tutor the best. The man spoke in time, just at the dot. Some man talks about marketing the leagues. Money business is coming here. He has experience of all kinds that he brings. Experiences of all kinds. And he's worked from the lower to the highest echelon of football in his own world. He now is the acting head of Mumbai FC, which Melvin used to lead. If elected, he will be the first coach to end up with that. As EC member, he, being a former coach, will push for increment in the remuneration for coaches in this country. He will want the re-establishment of the board of directors to include stakeholders of multilateral affiliates. That means companies in the country. He says, you want their money? They have to have a say in the clubs. You should include them. Subsidies will be his concern to the clubs in the country. He wants an adjudication of cases within the LFA for players versus any case. I think he speaks from the perspective that you are slow on that. And he says, I would divulge from the president's agenda a little bit to say this. You understand what he's saying. I don't. Thank you very much, sir. The Honorable Ike Moore. Is that the name? Ike Moore. Thank you. Now, Yeman Yanwe. As you, Mama. I didn't say that really. All right, Yanwe. If you are ready, just let us know that.
Good afternoon. I'm ready.
You're ready. You're counting from 3 to 0. Thank you.
My name is Yeman Yahweh. Let me begin by extending my sincere thanks and appreciation to members of the Finance Committee, the Executive Committee, and my special gratitude to the President, Mustafa Rajid, for allowing me to control football money and football money being used for football. Well, I'm the chairman of the Finance Committee, and our committee, under my guidance, for the first time in the history of Liberia football, we prepared the financial manual, and we prepared the first ever living budget for LFA. Not only that, the financial manual was used as a review process to get our restriction removed from FIFA. You remember that when we took over, we have financial restriction placed on LFA. So as the result of the review processes, our financial restriction got removed, and it was due to mismanagement by the previous administration. Not only that, currently we are providing subvention to clubs under our leadership, and we started doing that in 2019. We started with 3,900 change, we went 4,000, we went 5,000, and currently we are 6,000. Not only that, under our leadership, as a financial person, we are in complete control of our sponsorship, and we thanks to Orange for giving us the opportunity to lend some money to the LFA that is complementing our stakeholder effort. I supervise all of the infrastructure procurement processes for the Liberia Football Association. Today we can boast of the legacy project. Our corporate headquarters is nearing completion. Tusafi, a history. Buchanan, Kakata, SKD practice page. They are all tangible, and you can walk there and see. This is why we've been using football money for, and we'll continue using football money for football. Not only that, today, in the history of our country today, for the first time, we are providing subvention to all of our sub-associations. We are equally providing subvention to ISA, and we are providing subvention again to all of our stakeholders who are stadium. We are doing so that they can maintain the stadium, and then we can share in revenue as well. We can say today that our financial situation is stable. Our employees are currently being paid on time, and now we are transparent. And the big news is, as a result of our visit recently to Qatar, we got a 25% increment again on our subvention that is coming soon. So we will do more, and we'll look at this number and do more for the stakeholder. For Nyuma Nyawe to continue the legacy of Mustafa Raji and to continue the legacy of Liberia football.
All right. He said 37 seconds of his time. This man for the first time they built an intentional budget for the LFA and for football. They made a financial manual that is being used by the LFA today. He is thanking Mr. President for allowing him to control LFA money. That has allowed him to help in the establishment of infrastructural development facilities around the country. He is currently procuring for all the works. He wants to stay on to do that. Through us and our procurement and financial transparency and accountability, you are seeing tangibles in the counties and in Monrovia. We are paying ourselves on time. LFA taking pay on time. Are you there? I know. If that's true, and you believe in the man, that's Yanwe Yima. Thank you. Elections Day. We are said to be live on Intel Sports on Facebook. That's very good. Again, let me remind you, tomorrow is your presidential debate. That will be shorter than this. I have asked against this debate. I say you're too many, but they say no, we got to do it. We're here. So, next is Jalata is not here. Jalata Sayer is not here, but I did speak with him and told him. He's one man I spoke with. John T. Wynn. Is John here? Yes, John, your time. On Duco Debase, LFA 20. My man, you will grow today. You will grow today. No, let a man grow.
It might will have a count of my height.
Huh?
I said it might will have a count of my height.
The Frederick Chaluba, the shortest man with the biggest power. All right. Are you ready? Let us know, sir.
Okay, so I'm comfortable right now.
Okay. Meaning you're set to go. So let's get your 3 minutes real quick. Yeah. The man ready, man. Oh, you get Pakutu in football? I thought I wanted to too. All right. The time is rolling now, sir. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, my distinguished audience. Honorable Minister, Mr. President, Liberia Football Association, Vice Presidents here present, so permit me to stand on an existing. I'm happy to be part of this gallery. So, my name is John Wynn. I'm the founder, CEO of a female club. I come from the female background called DC Super. And I'm a young man. Why did I got involved with the football administration? I started playing football, and later when I discovered that there are a lot of people who enjoy the enthusiasm of football, who love football, but there are many persons in our country that don't want to get into the administrative aspect and spending money on football. We got engaged from where we were at the time to how to get into football to see how we have our young colleagues, whether male or female. That was how we got into football. So, I'm no stranger. We represent the grassroots. Typically, when you see or you know exactly, we talk about grassroots.
And you've been following our advocacies in football since we came. We were so many successful advocacies. We have not been brutal, we have been very civil in our advocacies. And over time, we've been able to succeed with the listening president that we have for the past 4 years. He been able to listen. He did not ignore whether we were tall, whether we were short, whether we were small, but he always listened every time we say things to him, and he takes the sense, and we're really making a lot of progress. Of recent, you saw that lower league clubs received $1,169. That was part of our advocacy when we started. When the executive committee had that framework about lower league, we've been engaged with them about support to lower league. Though we are not part of lower league, but we believe that they needed support because they were going as far as a passer. We also had a proposal before the executive committee about one of the deficits that we have in our league that happens to be goalkeeping. So we already proposed to them so that they can be able to have an extra education for our goalkeepers in our league. So there are series of advocacies we're being into, and the recent one we have on our docket happens to do with the mass league. We have a lot of talents, but when I saw them play, it didn't actually go down well with me. But when I saw the under 17 play, I saw good football. So people of such who are coaching the under 17, we need kinds of such to run the programs at the mass league level, so that for the next 4 years we can have a very good league in our country. We come from the background of advocacies, we into it, and I will be very civil. We can assure you that once you entrust us with the power to serve on the executive committee, you're going to see more, and we're going to work to see how we improve football. Thank you very much.
Finishing right on time, John Wayne. John Wayne should be running against Jody. Yeah, he's founder of a female club. Huh? Hello? Next time you're wrong. I believe in competitive democracy. He is working advocacy. His is advocacy, advocacy, advocacy. But with a good listening ear of a president, at least. So he succeeded with some of the advocacies that he did. John believes that goalkeeping has had some deficit. He worked on that too and is working on that. John believes that with advocacies of all kinds in the LFA for the good reasons, football will work for the better. He wants to be an EC member. We are apparently down to, or up to, because Pepsi is not here. Pepsi here? You know, come. Pepsi no here. Pepsi Kwewuyeke. Who's that? I don't quite know him like that. Yeah, then you got the last man, that's Sarozo. Yeah, why? Saro's here. He's here. Yeah, fix the mic up for the last man, not the least. In fact, that's the man whose message will really resonate. So it will be fresh on your mind as you head to election. Tomorrow is a debate. Keep your good questions for Mr. President, though you all claim he's doing good. Yeah. He goes unopposed, not without you. You there? Yes, sir. You ready?
1 minute.
You ready?
1 minute.
1 minute, yeah.
Yes, I want to. Mr. Jacobs, you were in your committee. I say thank you, and so I have a explicit confidence in
You will pay for that
Thank
time.
you.
Just to thank the people. You will pay for it. How much you pay? How much the member pay? But the man want a free time you use so we're just joking with it. You know, Cyrus, are you ready now? You ready, sir?
Thank you, I'm ready.
Okay, so your time will begin now, sir. Thank you very much. Cyrus Yele.
Cyrus Yene, a gurus in women football over 15 years when names were called in women football. When we talked about women football in Liberia, there was many persons that never wanted to associate themselves with women football. We were there and we are still there. And Mr. President, thank you, you and your team. Upon your excellency, you have always trusted me. I was not on the executive committee. You appointed me and headed the delegation to the first women raffle in Sierra Leone, which we performed very well. Thank you. Even upon my excellency at the executive committee, by the consensus of club presidents present here, you also been working with me, you and the executive committee that are there, and even the TEPME, which is now taking the regional league, the regional women league into the rural area. You trusted me and you went with me and we had a discussion. Even in the most recent time, the petrol trade awards that should be awarded to first division, to second division, to women football, I was placed on that thing and that money is available. And right after the petrol trade, on that very day, the prizes will be given to the various winners in the second place. And you also, in the most recent time, placed me on a committee as a head for school board, and which we are working on it seriously with Orange. So I believe your agenda will be one that I told the executive committee, which was well placed on your desk. What I'm asking you for now is this grassroots level for females and males that we are talking about, it should not be lip service. And the FIFA forward will not do all for Liberia. We are asking, I'm asking, if elected to work with you again, Mr. President, you should be able, we as executive committee should be able again for more asking of the government, for the government to be able to support these programs, because FIFA forward will not do it for us all. Thank you.
Cyrus Jene, 7 seconds of his time. So Cyrus is a guru of women football. We were the ones who were talking about women football and doing it when nobody was there. We are still there. Mr. President, you've been very supportive, so much so that you sent us to Sierra Leone to our first competition as women footballers of Liberia. Thank you for working with us. Mr. President, you also helped us to take a leap into rural women football. And this is working, picking up. We want to come back to continue looking for votes on this one. Football, my last message to you should not be ignored. It should not be of lip service this time. Let's do something with it. Elect me so that I will help Mr. President to do all that I said. Ladies and gentlemen, JUCO debates, special football, special sports division, in partnership with SWAL, Sports Writers Association, LFA, we LMD are glad to be here. We want you to give a hand of applause, a big hand clap to our candidates. Great self-introductions there by these great people of football in this country. Our next segment will be moderated by Julius Compton. Julius will drive you through the trending issues that we told you about. And Julius will take you for 3 minutes again each. You are too many. So Julius will begin. This is how it will work. Call you one by one. He can start from the opposite, whatever. Call you one by one and you answer his questions. But the time will be clocked in at the beginning of the first, at the end of the first question. So you answer, and as you and him roll, the time will, when it rolls out, whether you finish or not, that's it. After that, the third segment will be you facing each other, each of you to ask questions. Like that. Like that. So all of you have to wait for this debate so that we have it as we can. Julius, thank you, your people now. So you begin grilling them.
Thank you very much. So this time around, we will, without any order, I will start up with Mrs. Judy Seaton. Please come forward. So you have 3 minutes. We will have a conversation within the 3 minutes to answer the 3 questions. And these are training issues. 1, if elected EC, what will you do to address some of the challenges facing the national team?
Thank you. So some of the challenges that the national team face, we already started working on them to continue engaging stakeholders, continue engaging the government, and companies that will work along with the football house to bring branding sponsorship to football. It's not only at games where we see people who spend their money on football sometimes are not given the opportunity. If you want to enjoy football, these are some of the advocacy that we're going to put out there. And I will be lobbying with the president and other people to establish some of these games. Because coming to the game is not with ID cards, it's with tickets, and government officials and relevant people in the society should purchase the ticket. It sounds common, but it's relevant and important. Because you don't work along with the football house. You don't support us. When we have some of these important occasions, we are being left behind. We are being stuck at the gate. And we are not even given the opportunity to enjoy what we spend our time on. So we'll continue to lobby with government. We'll continue to lobby with companies to come and support football, to empower the clubs and brand the clubs. Thank you.
There are evidence of infrastructure deficit within the LFA. How will you help in addressing that as well?
So
or the sector in Liberia, football in Liberia, infrastructure deficit challenges.
Yeah, because if you say the initiatives that we constructed with our FIFA forward, with the project point, as you all know, that we need a government to work along with our But this is how we have done with the little resources. So imagine if we are getting opportunity, we are getting more. We need government to come and work along with us. The major problem we have now is with the FKD. And you know the FKD is not covered by the LFA. So we cannot be the ones to how responsible for some of these deficits. The areas that we have under our control, you see, as you always say, quote unquote, football money is used for football. You then use football money for football and infrastructure. So these are the things we've done.
Thank you very much. Football is a unifying force. There's been, quote unquote, disunity amongst EC. What's your take?
That's a good question. So
Do call the best. call
Thank you very
this.
much. So we now call Saros. Is Latte still here? No. John T. Wing. Please come forward. No, sorry. John T. Wing. I am asking in any order, please. No assumption. Mr. Wing. There are quote-unquote amongst EC members, and football, as we know, is a unifying force. If elected, what would be some of your strategies to address those?
Well, thank you very much. That I can now authenticate because I'm not an EC member. So,
but you've been around for some time.
Yeah, I've been around for some time, but probably they have their own inside issue, but not EC member.
Okay. If elected, what will you do to help address some of the challenges of the national team that's been affecting the growth and development of the national team?
Thank you very much. Like we said, we're from the advocacy background, and with my team that this thing about our football, we've been around it, we know it's about money, and the government needs to get involved. So with that, we're going to have a whole new strategy. How we're going to do that is that we're going to engage our representatives, we're going to rally our people to engage the people. So that we have so, because we can't say the president at all. The president want to say or blink to the legislature. So we're going to tackle that particular escape route by getting to our people. We rally them. We see how bad we can get our legislator to see how bad we talk to them about this whole football thing, because football in itself. It's a big stuff that creates a lot of opportunity for our young people. Can you imagine for me, I recruited about 20-25 girls, I pay them every month. They carry that money to their parents. They eat that every day. So the government needs to start to imagine if more support is given to that, it's going to be a help. Thank you very much.
And finally, grassroots football, lack of intentional support to preparatory clubs.
Well, thank you. Like I always say, I'm a clear representative of the grassroots football, and we can't stop. And that's the reason why part of our agenda will be able to tell stakeholder, hey, this thing about football is about money. So why cripple this struggling football association, this federation? So what we are saying, since we viewed the how they call it previous budget with their one analysis, we observed that there was something called fault. There was some kind of fault that from the budget analysis that we read. Therefore, I mean the LFF is in a comfortable position to be able to accumulate all of their expense projected in the budget. Therefore, we are saying, the previous year you have 500 there for executive committee member. We are saying you need to drastically reduce that by approximately 70%. And that's the reason why we have a proposal on the floor right now saying that easy member as honorary should be taking somewhere around 200. And that money is going to be infused to grassroots football, to women football to see how they help our football. So that's the reason we are not only here campaigning for ourselves to go and allow executive committee. No, we are also campaigning for that proposal because it's going to help. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. You can retire, sir. Saros Yine, please come forward, sir. Thank you and welcome. Your first question. There are evidence of infrastructure deficit when it comes to football generally across the country. If elected, what will you do to address this?
Yes, to just sit on this old mat currently with the Raji administration to carry more stadium to the rural area, Grand Gire, Nima County, as you know, Kidmon and all that, so that we can decentralize this thing. So sometimes when we're having the petrol funders and other tournaments, so that they can be looking colorful in the eyes of our other brothers and sisters who are out there too. So it's seriously it's one of the serious things that we're going to be pushing to the president.
The Liberia Football Association, what is it and what do you know more about it?
The Liberia Football Association is a component of the world governing body. That's a segment in Liberia to control football, all of the footballing activities in Liberia.
And finally, for you, there are alleged and quote-unquote division of disunity amongst EC members. If you get there, what will you do?
I'm currently on the executive committee. I'm the executive committee member, I think barely 3 months. Since I got on the executive committee, we go to meetings, we discuss the group of football. I don't think we have been arguing and forcing that. That is not to my knowledge.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Nyima Nyawe, please come forward. The first question. What can you or what will you do if elected as EC member to address the lack of intentional support to preparatory clubs and management of football funds in the country?
Well, we have demonstrated that already. We are providing the state of Ghana. So we are asking our people to take the financial contribution and the community. We don't look at it from a broader perspective. As we get one revenue, those revenue is going to be used to empower clubs and build infrastructure.
What's your own assessment about the infrastructural deficit between football and Nigeria, and how do you address it?
Well, we already started addressing some of those issues. Infrastructure deficits are more peaceful problems. Since we took over, I think today you can go to Banas where you're walking through South Africa, you have your stadium there. You can go, you can play a good game.
Paris stage is a living example of all tangible that we can see. We are not satisfied. We do the president's strategic objective of football without no infrastructure development, especially still that we intend to do.
What do we also do to help address some of the challenges of the national team?
Well, for the national team, thank God I saw the assistant minister, deputy minister sitting here for sports. Our way forward is continued engagement. We'll continue to engage the government. We'll continue to engage our colleagues at the ministry. We'll continue to make the case for Liberia. And we'll continue to make the case for the club. So that we all can do this together. Because the national team is only being controlled by the LFA, but it's the property of the Republic of Liberia. So we can all do it together.
Thank you very much. MJ Akimu.
Authority join, please.
Thank you, welcome. The Liberia Football Association, what is it and what do you know?
Probably the Liberia Football Association is the manager of president of the national teams and they control football activities in the country.
What can, if elected, what will you do as executive committee member to address the lack of support to preparatory clubs and management of football things on and off the pitch?
We will continue to call upon national government, football president. We must be a man with an open heart to understand this, that this region has started a new page in humanity government. Very last time I listened to other people talk about 725,000. It is very easy for the customer to qualify a team. The customer in this country made 11,000 as a player and as a technical director. So let us spend money to see that his legacy living.
If elected EC, what will you do to address some of the challenges confronting the national team?
Well, we just said in our platform, we said organizing a better dialogue that is going to be comprised of priority fellowship. We must have a season football in order for our players to be people who are such about football before the best venture. So venture is too little, it can line up, and from the plastic background, we need a team so we will fight and get all people on board who will see the
Thank you very much. Next, thank you so much, Mr. Tito McConnell. Thank you and welcome. Mr. McConnell, if elected, what do you do?
If there exists, due to political reasons or backgrounds, disunity or division within EC, what will you do? What would be some of your strategies to address that?
Are you talking about current EC or?
If elected, and if you are part
I don't think it will ever exist.
Thank you. Your final question. There are evidence of infrastructure deficit within football in Liberia. What will you do to settle or address that?
It is. The evidence clear is seen all over, and I don't think the LFA do have the money to develop structures. Like one of my colleagues rightly said, money that was spent for FAWA was spent to build stadiums. And I believe that if more funds come in, more stadiums will be built, and it will be decentralized, not only in Monrovia. Monrovia is not Liberia. Most importantly, we have to see areas that are accessible, where we have spectators going out, like the Tusa fee. I think the Tusa fee has been very, very instrumental. Since the league already, they have generated the highest funding so far this season. So we all see the deficit in the stadium. And then again, it all comes down to government. I think government is responsible, and we should have stadiums around the country. In other countries, stadiums are paid by government and turned over the blessing. So we continue to engage our government.
Thank you very much for your time. Mr. Charles Walker Asari. Thank you so much and welcome. Thank you very much. The first question, sir. Liberia Football Association, why is it one today?
The Liberia Football Association is a member of FIFA, it's a member of CAF, it's a proud body of all football clubs in the country. Founded in 1936 or 37, if I'm wrong, and the country all football activities in this country.
If elected EC, what will you do to address some of the challenges confronting the national team?
Beautiful questions. The national team's players come from the club level. We understand the issues and the frustration of many of our players. What I believe we need to do is to, again, resuscitate the Lone Star mobilization to make it more effective and make it accountable to people who give the money to them. And we have to be sure that the government get a little bit more involved, because football has become an empire, and I believe that Liberia is leaving behind, and a more concerted effort and government own willingness to excel football will be achieved. So we need to sit on the table. I wish the minister was here to carry this message. We need to sit on the table with the Ministry of Youth and Sports to discuss these issues that affect football and the growth of the young people. We have significant interest in the future of these young people.
Grassroots football, a lack of intentional support to preparatory clubs, and that of management and football players.
This is why I believe that we need to find more revenue streams. To be frank, the FA wants to do more, like the saying goes, Total want to box, but the hands are short. The FA wants to get more, but it's incapacitated. I just looked through the budget for the past 3 days. I saw everything that is in it. There are some support for them, but is it adequate? No, it's low. What can we do? Is to create more revenue stream for football. How do we create more revenue stream for football? Is to become more innovative, more into activities that attract money to football. We all need to go out and start looking for more sponsors. I mean, I have been thinking about even including, like we have done for the Banking Association, to include the Medical Association to ensure that they also form part of football, because
our players do get injured and they need help. So there's a whole lot more that we bring to the table and more innovations that we believe that can push Liberian football forward for the betterment of the game and for the young people.
Thank you very much.
It's always my pleasure.
Mr. Edwin Carr, please come forward. Thank you. Your first question. There are evidence of infrastructure deficit within the Liberia Football Association, generally the sector. What will you do to help address this?
Okay. Infrastructure development in our country, basically, it has to do with investment. And moreover, we are discussing football. So once we are discussing football, we'll be talking about investment. We need to invest if we want things to happen. So what we're going to be doing is that we're going to engage. We are going to fight and see how best we can do a well-structured proposal. So legislature, that I said in my intro, that the executive committee was legislated, the Liberia Football Association was legislated in 1936 by the legislature. So we engage them through a well-structured and a proposal to them, telling them the problem that we face, and engage them perpetually so that they come in to help us so that we, with the number of students that we have now, to do more, to decentralize them to different counties, we can engage them so that they invest and help us do that.
What will be some of your strategies as in your intro former national team goalkeeper to address some of the problems affecting the national team?
Okay, as a former national team goalkeeper, I'm driven by passion for football. I have gone through a lot when it comes to football. I have felt the pinch of a football player. So all has to do with the same investment. So what we're going to be doing is that we'll be engaging a perpetual engagement. We are going to maybe talk to the youth and sport through our committee proposals. We talk to the youth and sport that we all come together under one umbrella, not to have different discrepancies between us. Come together under one umbrella to discuss the forward march of football development in our country. So these are some of the engagement we're going to be engaging. That's what we're going to be doing to develop football in our country. The old age part of the national team, we can do also try to do a well-crafted budget to submit to the legislature so that we look into it and make sure that if that budget is passed, the problem with the national team could be resolved.
If elected EC and there exists disunity or division amongst you people, what will be your own say?
Thank you very much. I used to be a goalkeeper. I was a leader when I was on my team. I'm always in the back. So as a leader, when there is deficiency among your players or there is problem or quarrel, you have the power to bring them together. So what I'm going to be doing when there is issue, I know there will be any issue because the number of executive committee members that are sitting here right now, there are people who love to work together. There are people who are friendly. They have unity among them. But if there's a probability, if there is issue of such at the executive committee, we will bring those responsible, bring them to the table and discuss and tell them the good and bad of it, and tell them the reason why we all have gathered as executive committee is because of football. And remember, football is a unifying sport. So at the level of the executive committee, there wouldn't be any issue of a dissatisfaction or disagreement that are going to start the operation of football development in our country.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Pewala John. Thank you and welcome. Liberia Football Association, what is it and what do you do, sir?
Oh, like what most of my colleagues said, the Football Association was founded in 1936 and is the main body for football in this country.
There are evidence of infrastructure deficits in football in Liberia. How will you address that?
Oh, thank you. It's glaring. We have our own national stadium, that is the SKD, which was banned like other countries for not meeting CAF and FIFA standards. And I'm glad that the government took the lead to change from natural grass to carpet, because natural grass is very expensive. And the worst part is we weren't doing well with maintenance. When I say we as a country, and we having concert, you can have concert on the football stadium that is intended for football, or having party or wedding program. We also talk about the grandstand should also have medical facility not only for players but for fans as well. So I'm glad we at the FA have worked a lot in terms of smaller infrastructure at the Tusafi, Buchanan, and the SKD practice page. And we're going to do more also when elected in countries like Nima, Bon Kante, Cape Man, and to decentralize football.
And finally, there are challenges confronting the performances of the national teams. If elected, what will you do to help address them?
Thank you. I know when we were elected, through our able leader, Mr. Mustafa Araji, he formed stakeholders that we were in a rebuilding process. And despite the fact that if anything would have happened for us to win trophy, that was a plus. But we still believe in the rebuilding process from our national team to the grassroots process. We also need to work on our coaches. Our local coaches need to be trained professionally to help our players. I'm glad the president have engaged with the Egyptian FA and the Moroccan government to have most of our local coaches going there for 3 or 6 month training. That would be good for us. And also, government need to infuse a lot of money into our national team. And that is glaring. It's so bad that Honorable Kwame is not here, but they need to do more in terms of giving money and on time. Because most time we send budget for more than 1 month, we don't get funding until 2 or 3 days. Like the trip to Turkey, we experienced that, and Bobo, you heard the story. So we need to correct these things. Lastly on that, we need competitive and comparative incentive for our national team players. Liberia have the lowest in terms of that in Africa. To motivate those guys, we need to work on that for them to play well and whatsoever. Keep the structure, get good coaches, and that will serve well because I'm a grassroots football developer and I know what I'm talking about from the CC United project.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Murphy V. Gray, please come forward. Thank you very much. The first question, sir. Thank you. We're set to go. Thank you. The first question, grassroots footballing, lack of intentional support to preparatory clubs. If elected, how will you address that?
Well, grassroots is my calling. All my life, like I said to you, I've been working with sports people in schools. I serve as sports director for Don Bosco Technical High School. I serve as sports director for St. Peter Lutheran. The coach in the middle there can attest to that. We have helped to develop more players, and I would be very, very happy for the program that has been initiated at the Liberia Football Association, where we have football now introduced into the schools at a competitive level, where schools are coming from the southeastern, from the western region to play in the national championship for high school. We are very happy. And you can rest assured, we have also asked that not only boys, but we also want to encourage female participation. So schools that are in the ISSA that will be registered with this year will be not compared, but will be encouraged to also play female soccer.
Thank you. If elected and there is this unity among members of EC, how would that be addressed by you?
Have you ever heard that O is goal? I'm old enough to go help the people in there. With my education and my experience, I will be there to help the people, and I will be the bridge over troubled water.
And finally, if elected, what will you also do to help address some of the challenges of the national team?
There are too many challenges here, starting with the national team. We need to first identify the problem with the national team, and we call that situation analysis. Do the SWOT analysis. There are some factors that got the national team to where it is. Are they players in top leagues? The La Liga, the Bundesliga, are they there? We need to have programs, and want to say thank you to the FA for bringing in Mane and Keita to help us with our grass. That's the progression. We are grateful to the Liberian Football Association for that level, where we will also make sure that we identify the African nations around here. This field has outgrown its usefulness. It was built for what? For the 80s. This field can only take, the capacity is about 35,000. While we're talking about stadium around the world for 60,000 people. So we can ask the Chinese government and other people. We will look at with the people to talk to the national government to see how best we can build infrastructure to move this country forward. Because when we were playing football, they said, well, for grown-up people, but now it's a professional career for people, so we want to dive into this direction.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Mr. Anthony Zedinuka. Thank you. Welcome. Please let's remain silent, please. We'll soon wrap up. Your first question, sir. The Liberia Football Association, what is it and what do you know?
The Liberia Football Association was established in 1936. The Liberia Football Association is a member of FIFA and CAF, and it is responsible to run all footballing activities in the country.
Thank you. There are evidence of infrastructure deficit within football in the country. How do you help to address it?
Firstly, I would like to say thanks to the president for the project. I think it's no secret. We are also calling on government to see our best to buttress the LFA effort by building many pitches like the Invisible Park.
Your final question before we take leave of you. If elected EC and you notice some division confronting the well-being and growth of the LFA, what will you do to address it?
Firstly, I'm now an EC, but it's obvious that in a workplace you always encounter different views. So we will be supporting the view in line with the president in accordance.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Last but not the least, Mr. Alvin G. Brown. Please come forward, sir. Thank you, welcome. So, if elected executive committee member, what will you do to help address some of the challenges confronting the national team?
Currently, the national team is within my care from the FA point of view as an executive, outgoing or incoming executive committee member. And I can tell you that we've been working assiduously to make sure that things happen for the national team. I know most of the time we look at the technical side of things and look at how the team is actually playing, and the country is not happy if we lose a game of that sort. But I can tell you that with the vision and the program that we put in place in terms of the player pathway from grassroots all the way to U23, I see it working, and whether or not we are around, it will work if we continue to stay in our line. But the burning issue is that, and I will say that to my dear brother and friend, president of this country, His Excellency George Madden Weah, to take control of football in this country, because if he does so, our engagement process with the corporate entities and the banks and all the concessions out there will be minimal. We will have the means to get these people. Government cannot do it all, because if government comes to a budget, probably that budget for the year can only cover 1 or 2 international matches. So we need external parties to help, but it cannot be done with all the political will. And that's why we call on His Excellency to own the national team.
Thank you. There are evidences of infrastructure deficit within.
I don't agree with that, because since we started as a unit, those are one of the key things that we promised our people. And at the end of our term, by now, we have about 4 stadia built. And I can tell you arrangements
for Liberia.
No, but the process begun. And I can tell you that arrangements are being made. I had the opportunity to travel with the president on several of these occasions, UEFA, with CAF, and we talked about the Moroccan government, the Hungarian government. If you can see, we have already put bucket seats at our various stadiums. We are working on stands, and we are hoping to have about 8 new stadiums when elected in the next term.
Finally, grassroots football is lack of intentional support.
Grassroots football, I just told you that it has been our vision, and we've been going through the player pathway. The player pathway from U12, U14, U15, U17, up to U20, U23. We are training local coaches.
Thank you very much, and thanks to all of the candidates. And we now retire for now and turn over to Mr. Foley. Thank you so much.
All right. We are understanding and listening keenly because these are things. Luckily, we got your recordings, and we will play them from time to time, all the time. And you are entitled to the recording, but you will pay for it. Huh? All right. Since we won't make money with branding, we won't make money with recording too. All right. So, JUCO debates. Elections 2022 LFA special debates. It's taking a break to be back. We are back indeed today in our sitting in Samuel Kayan Door Sports Complex. Next segment, candidates' questions and answers. You face each other now. I'm sure when somebody was talking, there are things you didn't agree with. You got one question and one rebuttal. What that means simply, you ask a question to Mrs. Sita about women football, and she answers the question. But if you don't agree with the answer, you say, no, I don't agree, and why? That will be rebuttal. Correct? So, now, having come back at SKD today with this debate, any of you can ask anybody a question. Just say, I want to ask Mary a question. And Mary will come and you face each other. Anybody? Yes. Who do you want to talk to? Who? You start mine.
Okay, my question go to ECP Wala.
Who? Pewala? Jamia. Thank you, Pewala. Yes.
ECP Wala.
But you see, Lola Yuvel, don't move that mic, it's for us.
Thank you.
Yes. All right, so face the man. Look at him. Are you looking unfriendly like that?
I'm very friendly.
Smile with the man before you start.
I mean, it's a brother.
All right, yes. Question one, and that's Ike. More to Janian. Thank you.
ECP Wala. I wrote a letter dated April 12, 2022. After going through budget line items, and I saw 50 item 5104 and item 5103. Item 5104 says, end of service compensation. In my own understanding is retirement for EC member. Item 50103 says year-end bonus, 13,000. I wrote this letter to abolish item 50104 and then finance be transferred to regional female football and reduce item 50103 by 9%. What is CC United? Being the CEO of CC United, what do you say? Come Congress Day.
Anything that have to do with the benefit of clubs, I support that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any reporter?
No, I'm cool with it. Back so me, I got one for all for Congress.
Well, back off. It's not campaign time. Goodbye, sir. Anybody else with a question for somebody? Yeah, you're entitled. JUCO debates 2020 LFA elections. Come closer so we hear you. Yes.
Yes, so I got a question for Chairman Emeritus, Chairman Bonka Masale.
Oh, Mansele. Chairman Emeritus of what?
SIPA.
Huh?
SIPA.
I don't know that.
The club president.
Yeah,
That's,
I'm here.
what's the name again, sir?
John T. Wing.
Oh, John Wayne to Manja. Mansele. We're waiting for you, sir. Yes, John T. Wayne to Mansele.
So, thank you for the opportunity. And Honorable Chairman Emeritus, I'm confused, and I want you to help me to get over this confusion. Some part of last year or early this year, we were in the same hall when we were campaigning vigorously for the emergence of clubs so that the benefits from subventions to aid the smooth running of clubs. You were seeing campaigning against that proposal. Now we have come and 7 clubs have been admitted. How can you reconcile you coming back to them, the 7 clubs, and you want them to vote for you in the process? Thank you very much.
Beautiful question. Misconceptions, misinterpretations of general people, people who mean well, they get misconstrued. I stand on the side of the statute that governs football. And if the FA can bear me witness, I can pull the communication that I sent to them, that we want for the lower leagues to receive subventions. We want for the lower leagues, the newly promoted club to be included. And not only that, we wrote communication to ensure that those that were left other subvention, which included catering, stages, and other clubs, received their money, and they just did in the last 2-3 months. Misconception and misinterpretation is the problem in our football. I mean, we need to genuinely interpret where many people who are served. It is no secret that I have placed myself on the line for many of the positive things and changes you are seeing around here. Some people are just enjoying it, and I want you to continue enjoying it. Thank you very much.
Now,
yes, I can rebut.
A reporter, yes.
Thank
No,
maybe
you can't. Sorry. No. Please.
So, in that light, you know, it is good that we sound more persuasive in defending some of our wrongs. But what I think, I'm from a Christian background, it is good that we correct our wrongs so that our people can be able to forgive us as we move along.
And so what?
Therefore, the records have shown that Honorable Chairman Emeritus that you voted in this very hall against the admittance of club, which today enables them to gain the requisite authority to go and cast the ballot for one of you. Now you are coming to them. And that's the record is clear.
So you disagree with him?
I disagree with him.
Thank you. Back off, 2 of you. No, you can't respond. Next person. If you got a question for him, fine. That affords you the opportunity then. You got a question for him? You got a question for John? Yeah, John, come back with him. At that point, then you have the opportunity. So your question and a rebuttal to him. Thank you.
John.
I'm a child of meditant.
I've heard your misinterpretation. But is there anything that you know that I've done positively for the so many clubs we have? Something that benefited women football, like the pool of buses, like the increment of the subvention that you enjoy today. Can you also address that and lay some other things? Amen. Please do that.
Well, thank you very much, Honorable Chair. And until, you know, it is good to say I did this until it is proven. Until it is proven, I would have been very happy were you to present a communication where you did that to the LFA, where we benefit bonds, where we benefit increment of subvention. But until then, for me, I see that vague. Thank you.
All right. You got disagreement with him?
Yeah. I mean, these things should not be about debates. There is something called facts.
It is, Jen.
You can't respond.
The sun only shines in the day. The fact. The moon will only come when you only see the star when it's dark. The fact. Certain things have electronic stamp. I have placed my signature to communication addressed to the General Secretary on this thing that I've said I can put it off for the public. Thank you.
All right. Goodbye. Any more? Anybody? We're shutting down questions now? Nobody? No questions and answers to your colleague. No concern. That would be allowing you to campaign. We won't do that. All right, you got a question, Mr. Sito, for anybody? You all right? Okay. All right, segment number 3 is out. Next segment, the floor and the final indeed, 4th segment. If you got questions for anybody in the field, we will take 5 men and 5 women, hopefully, to ask questions to any candidate. You cannot ask questions to everybody here. Don't come here and say, I want to ask everybody a question. We'll not leave. One person at a time. It looks like you are the first, yes. The man in the maroon. The man in the maroon. The mic is right there. Thank you. And who you want to talk to? One question.
Okay, I want to talk with the female candidate.
Yes, Mr. Sidon, face your constituent. Thank you.
First of all, my name is Augustus. Madam Julie Seaton, you are the lone candidate and the only representative for women's football. That is good. But what do you want to see the LFA in terms of women participation into this election and for the leadership?
So thank you. If you say the NFA, when it comes to elections, election have to do with stakeholders.
Yeah.
Stakeholders have the votes, and the stakeholders decide who they have confidence in to elevate to the level of the executive committee. So it is not in my preview. In as much I love women empowerment and love for women to be at the table, it's also, and it is the prerogative of stakeholders who have the votes to decide the fate of women who come to the table.
Thank you. Goodbye. Next person. Duke of the Bears, right in this corner. Nobody?
I'm already here.
No, you're not there. You don't cheat. Go back. We will not take you. Stop cheating in everything. Man in the blue. Yes. Man in the blue. Cheating no good. Can't cheat with everything. Someday leave it. Yes, let's hear you.
Yeah, but question go directly to the current EC members.
No, one member, man. Stop that joke. Who you want to talk to? Paula, please take the podium with the man. Yes.
Yeah,
Paula.
I listen to Ati. My name is J. Melton N. Yogo.
Yes, Yogo.
I listen to Ati that there is something in the new agreement that there is money for retirement of those EC members who will not be elected. If that is true, do you have something also there for other retired elected workers? Or you don't also think it was necessary to keep this money to add to grassroots development?
I don't know what you just gave me. Sorry, I didn't answer the question. And I think question specifically was whether me as CEO and founder of CC United will support his proposal for reduction and also cancellation. And I said, once it benefits football, I want to support it. So it means that you too will benefit. Thank you.
Back off. Thank you. Man in the court. Man in the court. That man keeps trying to cheat. I will not call you. You will not say, not you. But the man in the blue coat. Go back to your base. Now you, big brother, please come. That man I'm talking to, that man cheating. He know what we're talking. That you come. That man I'm talking to, I said, come. And that blue coat man, that my man.
Good morning. Good afternoon to everybody. My name is Mark Russell.
Okay, Mike.
And my question goes to Mr. Brown, Alvin Brown.
Alvin Brown, G. Brown, thank you. Yeah, big brother, welcome.
Mr. Brown, I got to know that you've been on the EC for a number of years. And you served as the Prime Minister of Mr. Barrow. Now, why is it that you want to be re-elected to that very body? What do you bring to the table different Please let us know.
Like any other, Mr. Russell, thank you. Like any other person who has worked, at times you feel incomplete if you have not completed your journey. And so I come back for your votes because I think some of the things that we left on the table could be clear. Like the grassroots football that people are mentioning around here, we need to see where it ends in order to create that player pathway to reach to a better national team, to also reach to where we can educate our coaches, our referees, and our staff to make sure that we have a better playing body or better technical team to meet and be able to handle the philosophy that we put in place. And that's the only reason why I'm here.
Before the blue coat man, the woman in the red. Thank you. Woman in red. Thank you, lady in red. And that's what they can say. All right.
Thanks for the recognition. Good afternoon to you all. My name is Niga Yenebo, and my question goes to Mr. Tony Dinuka, President of Tony FC.
Dinuka, woman is there for you.
Thank you. So my question is, I have sat comfortably in my seat and listened to all of the EC members here that are contesting, and most of the issues they've been talking about has to do with the national team. So Mr. Tony Dinuka, we have seen over the past times that people have been more attracted when it comes to the National County Sports Meet. So if elected as executive committee member, what will you do in your position to bring that same energy and attraction to the Liberia Football Association nationally? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Like I said previously, I come from a very good business background. We will make sure we introduce a marketing system that will attract people to our league and our national team as well. Thank you.
All right, man in the blue now. I mean, don't cheat next time. It's a warning for you. You know, let me tell you something. Sparta can do that thing. When they say go, the only side won't get you. You go over there, one deaf guy will get you. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Your name?
I'm Brother Cyrus Virginia.
Yes, sir.
My question for you.
Use the mic, lift it up so we can hear you.
Yeah.
Somebody can help that man.
You are executive member. I can hear people saying that Liberia football is improving. But when for 2002, Liberia was very hard when it comes to football. But these days, I can hear people saying that Liberia football is improving. Can you compare our rank at that time up to present? Because if you tell me, say, football is improving, if from brain you can know how football is improving. So.
My dear brother, I hope you can pay attention. Your question is relative. You said 2002 we were doing well in terms of FIFA ranking, but you didn't mention that we are also doing well in terms of infrastructure. We are also doing well at the level of women football in terms of our national team, in terms of grassroots and other things. So when you say
so can
well,
a minute, come and give your specificity, quick.
So
which
when
one
you say doing well, you have to be specific.
Be clear, doing well with what, comparatively?
Because
are you talking infrastructure or technical progress?
I talk about the national team.
Oh, performance.
Thank you.
Yes, performance. Now there you go. Thank you.
When I was asked by my brother Julius Conto regarding our national team performance, I was very, very specific. When we took over under the leadership of President Mustafa Al-Raji, we met up with a system that was already failing. We didn't have the ingredient, that is the players, to cope with what we wanted as a national team or various national teams. So our president through our efforts, said that we were rebuilding our various national team, from the national, senior national team to the local team. If you come from 2018 to now, you can boast of having various national teams at both the women and male level. So we didn't expect to win trophies. We didn't expect to do well in rankings because we are trying to build a structure that will not be a quick impact project, but will be something that will last long for our football. All we need is better finances. All we need is for us to stick to that foundation. That's why we brought in Keita. That's why we brought in TAFA money. That's how we brought in a system that will help our grassroots program. League are under 12. The national under 15 league. Even our district leader, we are only controlling with under 17 players. It's to score of good talents.
In short, are you improving?
We are improving.
Thank you.
We are improving. And you should also know that we are also improving a lot of things.
Thank you. Back off. Back off. One question, you out. Anybody? Yes, your time. Man in the court. Yes, your time. It doesn't work that way. We got to be civilized. You don't do that. Don't call my name. It won't work. Please proceed.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Yes.
My name is Tension Mark Anthony Shemon Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And my question.
By the way, count down from 10 to 0, number 4 right there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Number 4. We are down to 4. That's a 6 person.
So my question is directed to the Edwin D. Kai.
Mm-hmm.
And the Edwin Kai.
Every time. Yes, Edwin.
All right, so I listened to your brilliant presentation, and it is of no doubt that you come with an impeccable.
Please proceed. What's the question?
Educational credential. But I want to know what exactly are you bringing to the table apart from your strong academic credential when it comes to the practical aspect of the game? What exactly are you bringing to the table? Because you brag about your academic credential.
Oh, you said that earlier. What do you bring extra from your credentials?
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Sherman. For the fact that I have played football before, that which I'm driven by passion, for which I want to come to the executive committee. So what I bring to the table, my academic skills and experience in different institutions. That's what I'm going to be bringing to the table. I'm going to be finding a means where we can do actual research. Like for instance, Ghana is right here. How is Ghana developing in the football? How is Nigeria, for instance, developing in the football? So maybe I could do a survey and find out some of the football governing bodies in the world or in Africa. How are they managing with their football development? So we ask them those questions, gather this data, analyze the data, bring it to our setting, compare it with our setting of formation that we have and plans and development that every president has for football development, and grab the best policy in it that we can craft and present as a proposal to the body so that we make football better.
Count down to 0, number 3. You are, yes. Your hand is up. Thank you. Number 3, count down. We are 3 right now.
How you doing, everybody?
Yes, sir. Your name and your concern.
My question goes to Murphy Gray.
Murphy Gray. Murphy? Yes.
Murphy, I know you've been serving in the capacity as Assistant Minister for 12 consecutive years.
With distinction too.
And for sports, right? Now my question is, in relation to the national team, what is it that you didn't do, all right, for the national team to improve when you had the capacity and the opportunity to create that situation? One, besides, after 12 years.
And that was your first question? That question
No,
is
it's just a
asked.
connection. It's not, I didn't end the question, it was just connection.
Your question has to be one. And only one. Yes.
With all the opportunity you have, why is it that the national team didn't even improve?
Okay. Yes, answer him.
I didn't think when you were playing again you were canceling after me. But there are priorities. Each government has a priority. Madam Study priority was a little bit different from sports, and she gave ranking to education, infrastructure, and of course, anti-graft. Like the LACC, like the GMAP, these were her priorities. But having said that, what we did at the Ministry of Youth and Sports, we are interested in grassroots. When the minister was not here, the deputy minister, I was asked to bring deliverables. And that's how you see how the county is structured. We play in the counties, and then we bring it to Monrovia. Those are some of the things. Leading to the national team, do a situational analysis. I mentioned this first. What are some of the factors responsible to where we are? Somebody just mentioned our ranking was all 2005, 2006. The national team was giving so much attention that we were able to play under 17 and national team at the same time in Accra. There was so much budgetary allocation to the national team. But the factors or the things that are responsible, we don't see our players that play in big leagues. The Bundesliga, the La Liga, the Premier, you don't see them there. So when you can't compare somebody who play in those top leagues or going to good schools with somebody who going to Ole Kofo. I mean, it doesn't match at all. So those are some of the things. Are there programs?
He's answering a question. Give him the opportunity, please. Yes.
What are the programs for the national team? What are the programs? Were there programs? And that's why I said thank you to this ministry for bringing in money and bringing in Keita for the progression from under 17, under 18. The programs are not there, but now we have the program. But we were giving our financial intake to, programs to this institution. And besides, are the players committed? I took the players around the country, around the world. How many times you saw a Liberian player crying when they lost a game? That's it. The commitment, programs, okay? Infrastructure to play other areas and the rest of it, giving them test matches, opportunity for them to play around too. These are some of the things. But we did our best with the kind of scope we had, our limitations, because they gave us city.
Thank you. Thank you. Man in the pen. Man in the pen. Yes. That's not how it works. Don't argue with us. It doesn't work that way. Calm down. You argue with a man, you will go back. You're not supposed to argue with that man. He's done nothing to you. Please speak to the mic.
So,
put your vote the way it belongs. I don't care. I'm not going to win. Go ahead.
Are two candidates, one question each?
No. You're entitled to one candidate, one question. Quick. Don't waste our time.
So my question goes to Mr. Saras Yene,
Yene?
Equipment Executive Committee member.
What's
the function of the LFA Emergency Committee?
If I add a question,
Come in.
Jerry is fair. Go ahead. Function of executive committee.
No, he didn't say so.
Emergency?
Yeah, but I haven't served on emergency executive committee.
What did you say?
I said Mr. Sarah Yene should answer the question, what's the function of the emergency committee?
Saras? Please answer that.
Excuse me, Ruben. Please, I want to get a question.
No, he said, what's the function? Repeat it. I don't know how many times you should. Listen to the man here living. The man, what you say to living? Let them listen to the man. Listen keenly. Yes.
I am Mr. Roland M. Maba, President Emeritus of the Sports Writers Association of Liberia.
Your question.
My question goes to Equipment Executive Committee member, Mr. Saras Yende. What's the function of the LFA Emergency Committee? Thank you very much.
We don't have. No.
All right. His answer. They don't have it. They don't have it. Calm down now. One, you are the lucky man. You are the lucky man. Thank you. Yes. From 1, that's to 0. There's no 0 in the word that holds that. Yeah. Who? Oh, Mr. Seaton. Yes.
I'm Roland A. Banaka, represent Confronting TV Liberia.
Okay.
You serve on the executive committee members of football.
You can't hear the man because we're noisy. Can you hear that man? No.
You have served as an executive committee member on the Liberia Football Association Executive Committee for the past 4 years. With experience, I want to know there have been this low income in terms of player pattern, women football. What have your advocacy in terms of women football benefit women football?
You say low what?
Low benefits.
Low benefit when it comes to what?
For women footballers.
Girl youth national teams and senior national teams in terms of team paddams, in terms of traveling allowances.
What benefits for footballers?
Advocacy done in terms of that level.
Thank you.
So speaking about the national teams belongs to the government. So with what has been afforded to the teams, those money has come from government while we continue to lobby for government to do more. So if we connect that, you almost want to turn to my party statement that in this time of 200 years of existence, they have a vast centennial. Collecting the NFA election, then the question goes also to you because we need to understand the role of the NFA and the role of the national government. National team belong to the government. The NFA have been lobbying for more to be done.
This question is what have you done personally in terms of advocacy?
That's why I say you continue to advocate for increasement.
Okay.
Increment for money, for the team to practice more, for attention to be given to the national team.
Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Duco Bibes is shutting down now. We will have a departure statement from each candidate as to what people should do for you. We begin with Yene. Yene, you got less than a minute, half a minute to tell us what you want done. Departure statement, thank you. All right, so departure, and may you please say something about foreign or national coach. What could you want? And if you lose, what will you do?
Thank you. Football will win on Monday, and we have been into football not only for the executive committee.
What will you do when you lose?
If I lose, I will continue to support women football because I'm a serious stakeholder in women football.
Foreign and national coach, what's your preference?
We are still having a foreign coach. And when the contract of the foreign coach elapses, we are going to discuss what the next coach that we will be.
What will you want? You're not answering us.
We will need a local coach.
Good. Thank you. Next person. John. Departure point. When you lose, what will you do? 30 seconds. You don't have a say here. We instruct you.
All right.
1 second is good for you. 30 seconds.
Thank you.
When you win or lose, what will you do?
Well, probability is very difficult to see me losing the election. Very difficult.
All right, foreign or national coach?
Well, when you look at my team, it's a local coach.
So you like
coach.
You like that?
Obviously.
When you lose?
When I lose, I don't see that coming.
When you lose?
When I lose, I support football.
Good. Yes, sir. Your time. What's the name again? Oh, your mom. You my young man. You my count. When you lose, that's your party statement right there. Please don't control this debate. We got it. Let us do our job. You do your job. Go there, please. When you lose, what will you do?
Well, the possibility of losing is a little bit slim because we have demonstrated.
If you lose, there are chances of loss.
Support football.
Good.
We're going to be transparent.
Foreign, international coach, local, which one?
Well, when we build the capacity of our coaches, we can maintain them.
Which one do you support? That's what we want to hear.
Right now, I support the possibility of a foreign coach.
Okay, thank you. Yes. Will you lose, sir?
17 years plus I've been in football. I was in EC, so when I lose, I'm going to continue from there.
You will?
17 years plus I've been in football. I was in EC, so when I lose, I continue my role.
You will contribute. You will continue.
Sure.
Mr. Sita. Thank you.
Foreign international.
Foreign international, yeah.
If you look around the continent today, many African countries have been qualified by local coaches. So I do support the pool of local coaches.
Good. Mr. Seaton Jordan. If you lose.
If I lose?
Oh yeah, possible somebody can resist you.
I can cast my own body and it's one person that will cast it.
If you stay away.
I'm not going to stay away. That's why I give me time.
You could get saved. God forbid.
Nothing's going to happen. I'm going to be
Thank you. And then foreign local coach.
We are preparing local coach to come and take on the national team. So at this level, if our local coaches are prepared, we prefer them. So I want to say thank you to stakeholders for giving me the opportunity to go for the second time.
No, you can't say that because the others don't have the chance. No, you can't. The others have not done it. Goodbye, no cheating. Nobody has done that. Yes, sir. Please. It's not campaign time, man. Do what we say. It's not campaign time. We have to live by rules. Yeah.
Well, my party statement, vote number 8, vote team.
No, we said when you lose. If you lose.
Well, I'm not sure I'm going to lose.
If you lose.
However, I'll continue to work with the current leadership. I'll continue to invest into football. I'll continue to do what I did years back before my intention of vying or contesting in the LFA.
Foreign or local coach?
The best coach.
Good. The what? Which is the best? Please go back. You still haven't said anything. Foreign or local coach?
The best coach, sir.
Perfect. Foreign or local coach? We don't have the word best in the multiple choice. We are foreign or local. We don't have best.
Both can be. The best can be.
So you take 2?
Yeah, 2.
2, okay. Oh. But you don't have best in the multiple choice. Good. Manja, if you lose.
We are coming to win. We will win. And I'm sure the electric
If you don't win.
We have business in football. We believe in football. We are with football. We'll stay with football.
Good. Foreign or local coach?
I believe, like I've heard some brilliant workings that many of our coaches going to receive some trainings over 3 to 6 months. We believe that is very good. That is a clear manifestation that there is a roadmap for our local coaches to take over. So I'll be very glad after our people have received the 3 to 6 month training that they come to take over our national team, because I believe in localization.
Okay, good. You believe in local business. Yes, sir. Kai, Edwin, if you lose.
Thank you, Mr. Cuddy. The game of soccer is a lose, either you lose or you win. So if I lose, well, that's it. That won't be a result for that day. But I know I'm going to win.
Foreign or local?
I want to preserve our comment on the issue of coaches because it requires critical analysis. We got to take.
But what do you like?
Well, I'm a coach that will give us the result that we desire.
You like local or foreign one?
Well, I don't want to use that as a discrimination, but
Well, we got 2 choices. Multiple choice. Take one.
Yeah, I want to preserve our comment on the coaching issue.
Okay. Yes, Janyan.
Thank you very much.
Yes. If you lose.
I'm glad that I've been able to see this in the open. I'm happy that my brother and friend Mustafa Raji is going on post. I said this to him 2 years ago that if it costs for me to lose an executive committee to remain, for you to remain as president of LFA, I will be going to do that because you being there mean well for our football because you're visionary. So I'm glad. Anything goes wrong, I will still be in the football.
Good. Yes. Marvin, you spoke already? Of course, yeah. Which one you want? Sorry.
I just told you, in 3 to 6 months, we're going to be doing something for our local coaches here to send either Morocco or
Which do you prefer, please?
So our coaches need training. So once they go through those
Which
trainings,
do you want?
we're going to utilize our local coaches, or we stick to the African tactics that are being played by Senegal or Ghana. Thank you.
All right. Marvin, if you lose, I will still support football. And local and foreign, revert to local coaches and your own are your own. Good. The local. Yes, sir. You lose or win, whatever.
When I lose, I will still continue to support sports. I've been doing it for years now. So I know election there are two results. Either you win or you lost, but I know I'm going to win.
Foreign coach, local coach.
I would prefer the local coaches.
Good. Big Brother Brown, Ivan Brown, if you lose, please remain seated as we let you out one by one.
And invest in football.
You will invest in football if you lose. And
towards bringing in local coaches.
you like that? You prefer that?
Certainly.
Good. Thank you. Duke of the Boys, today thanks to our team of moderators, was Compton and Kolubazeze, our team of technicians, made up today from LMDR and administrators, Adam Tuba, Tawa Johnson, Ira Johnny, Rutiaka, Dave Lord Dennis, all of us. My name is John Colley, and we want to begin now with departure from the hall as the Kennedys leave. Thank you. We begin with, thank you. Let's see the departure today of Anthony. Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Close on the microphone. You see you here.
Every time, thank you. Thank you very much,
Well, it's been an outstanding conversation between the contenders in the Liberia Football Association elections. basically, it's been an outstanding debate here today. We're privileged to have Mr. Yiman Nyanwe. He's contesting for re-elections. Mr. Nyanwe, what can we say? What do you bring to the table again? What you want to do that has not been done before?
Well, thank you ever so much. Thank you again for the opportunity over the last years. We were placed in charge of LFA money, and all of the resources have been accounted for. Like we said, football money is being used for football, and we'll continue to use football money for football. We are also glad today that all of the speakers, you heard nobody talking about financial mismanagement because of what we brought to the table, and we'll continue to do so. Now, football money is used for football, and we'll develop infrastructure and support clubs.
Thank you so much. Let me switch quickly to the woman. She's on the post on the contest. What did you do special that you got that overwhelming support that will not be contested against?
When women lead, it's different. We talking our leadership skills and ability and work with other women and their executive committee members along with the teams. And that's how they gain the confidence and courage in us to set out again, because the first time we were on the post and now the second time on a post. So it's not something to only brag, but it also empower us to even do more to ascend to higher leadership when it comes to the NFA Association.
What is in the package for women football?
There are a lot of things in the package for women football. In terms of league development, in terms of sustainability, in terms of developing the girls, their life after the pitch, and so on.
So you honor your regime as a focus person for women's football, the executive committee. What entails you to create another stream of women competition? I think that's surviving.
Yes, it is. And it brought in competition because, as you may know, there were only 8 teams and they were just playing and playing. People didn't really see the need to do more. But since we brought in the lower league, there have been competition, and you have seen football have done why we brought in the district league and the community league. So the competition is there and it's bringing on more talents.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. Wish you all of the best for football for the next 4 years. She's Jody Sidon. She's an executive committee member and she's going on the post. Cyrus has been waiting for quite a long time now. Cyrus, the debate seems quite intense today.
Yes, that's how it works sometimes. And we have the role to play in football, and we are very certain and focusing on the campaign, and the debate was tense and worked for football, and we are going to the process. And I think it went well. Anyway.
It went well. What were some of the takeaways for you?
The takeaway for me from the debate is in football, one of the takeaways is people explain their story, how far they have come, how they have served football, they have come to explain, and I think 95% of people who are contesting or people who are into this gallery are part of football. So we are quite excited, and it went well. So
thank you so much. Maybe I can just get Manja Bwaka on the side quickly. Great. Club president for a couple of years now. Why are you canvassing? Are you not still okay? You still want to get to the executive committee of Liberian football?
Yeah, we believe it's time for us to lead. It believes that we know that we have a lot to offer our people. Football need development. Currently, the energy level that is needed to push forward to where we want to see it is embedded in us. We need to revolutionize the game. There is no club here that don't want more funding for their clubs. We want to catapult football. We want to take football to where the people want to make football global. Want to visualize our own idea to ensure that these clubs are being able to benefit. I mean, I see everyone talking. The key issue is the club. The clubs, the players, the medics, the referees, the coaches. We need to ensure that these people benefit from the running of football. And that is what some of us will bring to the table.
bringing new business ideas, bringing revolutionary ideas to ensure that football get more funding, football get more support, the national team become more vibrant, and to answer some of the questions that people ask, why have we not claimed on the table, we can assure you that the national team will go to Abidjan. We can assure you that with the energy level and the result that we have currently to push football, we can assure the Liberian people that Liberian football will be in Cote d'Ivoire.
Thank you so much, Charles. Thank you so much, Charlie. Thank you so much, Charles Mansale. We showed up the best on Monday.
And we want to call on the stakeholders to don't listen to rumors.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Charles.
Listen to all
so much. Intel Sports will not be used for campaign purposes. It's for everyone. And Edwin Carr, former Liberian international goalkeeper, he's now into administration. Edwin, quickly, why from the field you want to get into administration?
Yeah, you know, I play football. It's during my passion. I have the passion for football. I have achieved a lot of different academic skills, experience in different institutions, administratively. So I think in order for me to get back to football, for me to be heard, I must get into the executive committee to be a part of decision making at the level of the executive committee.
So what are you bringing?
I bring my academic skills. For instance, on the executive committee, there are standing committees. They have the finance committee, for instance. They have the audit committee, for instance. So with my auditing background and financial background, I mean, I will be an asset to the executive committee.
Thank you so much.
As a former player and a former goalkeeper. But I just want to say that I never had the opportunity to say it up there as my parting statement, but I want to say it right now. I want all of our players that are playing right now to see my case as an inspiration, to see my story as a success story. Go, do not only play football, but you should have a fallback position because there is a life after football. I thank you very much.
Life after football, he got masters. But we will get to John Wayne. Maybe John will stand by my shoulder. Minister Ande Kwame can join us here now quickly. He observed this process. And this is unprecedented. Quite a good show here by those just wanting to get on the executive committee, not just the presidency or the vice presidency. They've got some good plans for football. Are you delighted as the minister of sports?
Well, unfortunately, I was not here to the end. I was here from the beginning when they introduced themselves, when they were given the 3 minutes. But whatever it is, whoever that will be elected on the 18th of April, we hope that they will come clean to help the development of football.
When you say they come clean, what do you mean?
Come with a mind, open-minded, to help the agenda of the president. Because mind you, there are two offices in football, the Secretary General and the President. There is nowhere in football where you get Vice President and Executive Committee. It is the prerogative of the presidency to assign you tasks. There are two offices in football, Secretary General and President. If you are waiting to be on the Executive Committee, you must apply those things that the President wants to achieve. There can be no vice president, there can be no executive committee member that have their own agenda outside of what the president wants.
It is a caveat. People were laying down their own plans.
I'm just saying to you, no executive committee can have their own plan because there is no authority anywhere in the constitution or statute of FIFA, CAF, or the LFA that an executive committee have their plan. It is the plan of the presidency that all executive committee follow. There is no executive committee, as far as my knowledge in international football concerned, can have their own plan and agenda.
Mr. Kwame,
that means that person is going there with a as a stakeholder. This election, the fact that the president of the FA is good unopposed, it means a lot. We hope and pray that those who are coming on board or those who will be elected will follow the agenda of the president. Mind you, let me reiterate, there are two offices in football, the General Secretary and the President. There are no other offices outside of those two offices in football. It is the agenda of the President that those who are on the Executive Committee follow for the improvement and development of football. If you are going on the Executive Committee with an agenda, it means that you are going there with a confusion. That does not exist in football. It is under the agenda of the President that people on the Executive Committee must follow.
I mean, Mr. Kwame, you were speaking as a stakeholder, but let me ask you now, how committed is the government of Liberia in promoting football? It's Liberia's #1 sports. Everybody look at Liberia. The president is a football icon.
But he's not serving as a football icon, he's serving as the president of Liberia. The government is committed to support but you know that we have challenges when it comes to financing all of our national teams. Whatever the government of Liberia can do in their meager resources, in their meager means, we will continue to do that. You know that there's no difference between the Ministry of Youth and Sports and all 32 disciplines in Liberia. We cannot access all 32, but whatever it is, whatever the government can do, we will try to identify with the FA, with basketball, and all other 32 sporting disciplines in Liberia, not just football.
Thank you so much, Minister Andrew Kwame. We hope to get the president of the Football Association. But before that, let's just get through quickly with John Wayne. He's one of the contenders for the post of executive committee member. John, quickly. I know it was an experience in this debate. What it meant for you?
Well, we are not strange to debates, because we from the end of intellectualism and advocacy. So, but the thing is, I'm happy to be a part. I'm happy to be a part.
So, what extra? You listened to the minister. He said you got no extra agenda, but just the agenda of the president. Are you going for the group of football?
Well, that's the reason you saw in what we said. We were very clear to our people, to our stakeholders who know us, that we went in the president's agenda. We brought, because we saw grassroots, we saw women football, and now we have a whole different approach so that we can add on to the president mandate, so that we'll be able to achieve together. And that's the reason why we've come, because we feel that we have the ability. We can do that. We can ride it with the president, and so that we all can work together and help our football.
Thank you so much, John. Wish you all of the best on Monday as you go to the elections. Our last executive committee member to speak to will be the man who's gravitated youth football, CC United. They're not a strange name now. He's been on the executive committee for the past 4 years. Also a sports journalist. Proud to see you moving at the heart of football in Liberia, Pewala.
Thank you so much, my dear brother, for the support as well.
Great. You didn't lay down anything. All you did was continue to say thank you to the president and the leadership at the Football Association. Tell us now, what is at the football house you didn't finish, you want to finish?
I think the question should be, what is at the football house that the president didn't finish that we need to support? And I believe in my president, and I'm so happy he gave me this privilege to work with him, give me the opportunity to work to showcase what I can provide. And you know, I also went to the executive committee with a lot of expertise, diplomacy, protocol, grassroots developer, IT specialist, and a lot of experience in football. So we want to do more to help the president to take our football to another level. The last 4 years was all about infrastructure and rebuilding our national team at different level. And we want to improve on that as well, and also do other initiatives that we take the tour of improving our football.
So basically, you listen to the minister, you were standing side by side. When I was talking to him, he said, you got no agenda, it's the president's agenda. Do you value that?
That's the fight, that's the fight, that's the fight. Your agenda or whatsoever proposal should be aligned with the overall agenda, football agenda of the presidency. Before we came to power 2018, I had a meeting with both Mr. Raji and Musa Shana with my own agenda. I had transparency and accountability on my agenda. I have youth and women football on my agenda. I have high school league, the resumption of East Side League on my agenda. I even had the county meeting with the Ministry of Youth and Sport to see how best we can have a fixed calendar or even a calendar period to settle the issue with the county meet running into our league. It is something that we didn't achieve, and I know we're going to build upon that based on the relationship we have with them. And we also work on a lot of things in terms of the women football and everything that you see the president have achieved. And you won't believe that everything that I brought forward to the president was 90% in line with whatever thing he wanted for football. And I'm glad that we have achieved a lot. And infrastructure too was another part. And you know what we have done in terms of infrastructure. The Tusafi, the Doris Williams Stadium, the SKD practice page, and we are also working on going to Ganta.
Thank you so much, Pewala. We know you can proffer that to the electors before Monday. Wish you all of the best. Hope they can trust you again for additional 4 years.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thanks to the stakeholders and to the voters for believing in me, and I wanted to believe in me for the next 4 years.
Intel Sports will now be used as a campaign channel.
I've already proffered
Thank you. Thank you so much, Pewala Giant. He's been on the executive committee for the past 4 years. He wants to be elected again to serve for additional 4 years. My colleagues Benjamin Gagba and Win Gaga have been alongside me here. Maybe they can just chat through for the next 2 to 3 minutes before we can end this broadcast and tell me exactly what were the bigger takeaway from these debates.
Well, it's the first time in many years that these things are happening. I think it's good for the process. There is always a responsibility attached to public speaking because you want to persuade the minds of people to vote for you. And so what you say to them, should be taken serious. So what I think today we had a good debate. We had about 13 outstanding candidates, any strong, for which reason why they should be as a committee member. I think the election on the 19th or on the 18th of April will be a nice one. I think it's a good race.
A very good race, looking up to Monday. What did you take away from these debates today?
Oh, really? It was a good one. Letting the public know, mainly from our end, Intel Sports, wherein a lot of people followed. There have been a lot of in-house campaign or expression of them being executive committee members. Now they are putting out to the public on what grounds they can be trusted for the next 4 years to steer the affairs of Liberian football. A lot of people came out with good agendas. Howbeit, you don't go to executive committee with agenda. You got to work along. You only recommend and work along with what the president's agenda is. So it's a good thing, and thank God a lot of dignitaries of football were here, and they listened to them, and they know exactly who to choose on election day on Monday.
Thank you very much. My colleagues, Benjamin Gagba and Win Gaga, they've been here with me on this broadcast, bringing you happiness here at the LFA Vote 2022. Monday, the Football Association will go to the polls to elect a 13 executive committee member to steer the affairs of the football house for the next 4 years. Already, the president is on the post talking about Mustafa Araji. You also have Jody Sidon representing women football on the post. But there are 15 candidates to be voted for. I think 42 electors. 42 electors will go to the ballot box on Monday. This venue probably might be the venue to be able to determine who becomes executive committee member or vice presidents for the next 4 years in football. On behalf of the entire team, keep following Intel Sports. We are the new revolution in Liberian sporting broadcast. This is Liberia exclusive sports television. Until then, my name is Moses Gazo. On behalf of the entire technical team, Rufus and Kakai Paso, as well as Victor, Boyman Victor, they've been here behind the cameras. Join us from the Rabos International Airport. There are more dignitaries coming for the dedication of the Invisible Sports Park. Have a pleasant afternoon from Monrovia.